Greetings, metal community, and welcome back to my channel. Roger is still my name. Been a couple of weeks since I did shoot my last videos. Just been, yeah, not in a mood, a lot of work and stuff like that. So yeah, whatever, life. Day off work today, and just wanted to play some music and felt the need to show this stuff. I have had this for a long time. There's 3 OG presses from more obscure thrash metal bands. All this will be thrash metal as said in the description. In the background we are playing Darklin Reach with Where Evil Dwells. Originally came out in 92. This is an OG that I found it's out on Tombstone Records. Pretty damn good, in a way straightforward thrash. Olivia from Savatage and another guy from Savatage has produced this album. Do get a little bit of Savatage in the music, really, and I don't know if it's the sound or just some of the riffs here are killer. Great thrash with very good solos, leads. They are fantastic. Vocally, it's kind of a little bit gritty vocals, but for the most part, like more towards the cleaner side of thrash. But yeah, it's a really good album, and this was Dennis over at Analog Archives when he showed this in a video. I checked it out and liked what I heard, and found a decent price copy. It wasn't very expensive. Of course, shipping is always a little bit expensive, but yeah, very happy to have Darklin Reach in the collection. So play a little snippet here. So yeah, there are still copies available for around like 30 euros, 40 euros, but not a lot of them on Discogs. So thanks, Dennis, for giving me a desire to check it out. It was really one of these. That's kind of what I love by watching channels, and you always discover some. Even though you think you have gone through them all, you always discover new stuff. Next one is also a US band. If I didn't say it, the Darklin Reach is a US band. I can turn down the volume a little bit. So is the next one. This is Lese Majesty with Surviving. Pretty cool thrash. Again, of course, all these are thrash. I don't need to say it. Been looking for this album for 4 or 5 years, but it's always either been too expensive or the kind of grading of it has been wrong. This was priced very well, but it was a little bit overgraded, but the price was right for the condition it's in. It's a VG. It's not, doesn't have a lot of, like, there are some hairlines and stuff like that, but it doesn't affect the play, so it's kind of overall. I did clean it up and everything, so yeah, really kind of a little bit twisted thrash metal. They don't really sound like anyone else, or kind of don't fit in with the Bay Area thrash or anything. So it's really cool. It's a little bit technical, but also a little bit twisted. They have some weird transitions here and there, which is cool. Gritty vocals as well, pretty good vocals on it. Yeah, if you haven't heard it, it's kind of a yeah, Ironworks Records, but all the rights are for Lese Majesty. So yeah, really the cover is in very good condition. So it almost looks brand new. It's just a little bit in the corner here, but yeah, pretty happy to finally get a copy of this, and I didn't overpay for it at all. I think he had listed it a little bit high, but it was a very good deal for me, and very happy to finally get this into the collection. I've been listening to it on YouTube for several years, so yeah, if you like a little bit twisted thrash metal, they're not any brutal or anything, but it's kind of more mid-paced, up-tempo thrash, with some cool different ways to play thrash. But yeah, go and check it out. I will link it up below, and you can make up your own mind about it. And next one was another one that I discovered through YouTube, and this was Thomas down at Merciful Metal in the Netherlands, or Holland, or whatever you call it. Aftermath with Don't Cheer Me Up. Lovely title. Cheesy, you know, bad cover, but still good looking. Really good album. It's a little bit uneven for me. Song 3 on the first side is a little bit, it's kind of a long opus song that has some really good parts, but it's too long and the vocals are not too good on it. That's the only kind of thing that I have to say negative about this, is the vocals when he sings the clean stuff is pretty weak. But on the other hand, he do like Dave Vane, you know, high pitching vocals, and do some gritty vocals, so then he's really good. But kind of when he sings the heavy metal voice, it almost sounds like, you know, Motley Crue, Vince Neil, or Vince Senile as I call him. Yeah, but damn good. The first song, Lines of Horror, and also Black and Yellow, but the first track here is a absolute banger. That's a 10 out of 10 track. That's a fantastic one. Also the B-side is overall very good. It's just a long third song that drags this album a little bit down, but very happy to pick it up, and did find myself a very nice copy of it. This is original inner, and they of course had to put a polylined inner sleeve on it, and as you can see, if you can see it, it is pretty damn clean, and there's very just tiny hairlines, so it's a near mint vinyl. Well, yeah, very cool to find it. And again, this was not a very expensive album to pick up. I mean, some of the kind of newer albums and also some of the reissues of old albums are more expensive than you actually can find more and more OG presses for a good price now. But yeah, so thanks to Thomas for putting me on this. I've seen a couple other channels show this as well, so it has spread, but not a band I knew of at all back in the days, so it's cool to have picked it up. Don't remember when this came out, but I would say by the sound of it around 90. Yeah, cool stuff. Then I picked, this is not the same Aftermath, but that was the OGs. The rest of the stuff here is compilations, demo compilations, and a reissue. This is Aftermath again from US, but not the same Aftermath. That has yeah, demos from 86 and 87, and also 3 live songs attached to the end. I do like their albums more than this demo collection. This demo collection is a little bit much too crossover for me, too kind of almost a bit hardcore punk vibe to it, especially the first demo. But there, I don't remember how many albums, at least one, maybe two albums came after this. It was pretty damn good, so that's the reason why I picked it up. But for me, this was just a little bit... I'm not a big fan of crossover, so this might leave my collection at some point, but yeah, I will give it more spins. Then a couple of the albums that I picked up on the duplicate. One of the I've shown them in my duplicate videos, but this is Incinerator from Italy with the Mass Genocide and Live into the Crematorium demos from 86 and 87. Really good, more towards brutal thrash. This might have fitted in the stream we did on heavy metallurgy together with Dennis over at Analog Archives. Kind of a little bit. If you had put on this album and played it to me, I would say this was South American, because it has a lot of the early Sepultura, Sarcophagus feel to it. It's not death vocals. It is more of a deeper kind of brutal thrash vocals on it. Pretty damn good compilation this. I will link it up below so you can go and check it out. This is out on Fuck Off and Die Records or Fuad Records. Yeah, great stuff. I don't have a lot of thrash from Italy at all, so pretty cool that there are some hidden gems from that country as well. If you like thrash more on the brutal side, and this is a little bit kind of wild, and also not to compare it with Slayer, but especially the first song and the second song on the Mass Genocide demo has a little bit of that Tom Araya vocal patterns, where you kind of go up a little bit, but he's a little bit more brutal in his way of singing. But it reminded me a little bit of Hell Awaits as well, with Slayer, but done in a kind of a South American way, coming from Italy. So you can kind of get all over the world in one release. But yeah, pretty damn good. And the sound is very good as well. So for a demo back then, it was not always as well produced. But this one Dennis showed it at a stream we did. This is Schizo with Mainframe Collapse, another Italian band, quite similar in style, but the vocalist here is more blackened. It's more evil. It's more kind of. If this had been released today, it would for sure been labeled as blackened thrash metal. But this is brutal thrash with a more kind of aggressive vocal set. You could say, early creator vocally as well, but he has a little bit of that blackened feel to it. But yeah, pretty damn good. This is an album. It's not a compilation that I initially thought it was, but this is their first album. This band is still active. Have released 3 albums in the 2000s, but I haven't heard any of them. This is again on Ford Records. So yeah, if you like evil, brutal thrash, go and check it out. I do prefer Incinerator over this, but still a very good album. Again, a band that I didn't know of back in the days, and that I have just a couple of years ago I discovered this on. So when it was reissued now, I bought a copy of it, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. This is next one is Crionic. Again, I showed this in the duplicate haul. The land which once were Danish thrash, not as brutal as the two previous one, but it is on the more, I wouldn't say brutal side, but you get a CD with this release. So this is a very cool booklet with it. So yeah, of course you had to be under a sign of Carlsberg beer when you're from Denmark. That's obligatory, I would guess. But yeah, this is also a really good and really good sounding demo. 4 songs. Again, Fold Records did this reissue. They have done a lot of different styles of reissues. It's been a ton of albums or vinyls out now with various sorts of bands. A lot of thrash, but also kind of more brutal stuff. But yeah, if you haven't heard this, once again I will link it up below as I did last time. But great stuff. So then we can go over to, yeah, picked up this as well as you have shown, Shakma, the first album. This is a repress. This originally came out in 2018, a Norwegian thrash. This is more towards the black and thrash style compared to the new one that came out last year, which is way more, pure thrash. This has a little bit more evil, faster, a little bit like Deathhammer, really. But yeah, great release, and very cool that they have actually sold so much that Duplicate Records did a reissue of it. So that's always nice when Duplicate Records release albums. You can pick it up pretty cheap from them. I think I paid. The normal price for this is like 18-19 euros. I'm thinking here about that for new releases. But yeah, go and check out Shakma if you haven't. It's pretty good stuff. Last one is the new Vulture. I did speak a little bit about it last time, but Sentinels. This album is fucking crushing. Really back to form. I wasn't too I didn't love the previous album. That was kind of a good step down for me. Kind of lacked energy. Maybe it was kind of just too slick and polished. This is way rawer in the sound, and there's way more energy in it. Vocals are killer. Fucking love this album. Played it a lot. If you like your speed metal, old school sounding speed metal / thrash, go and check out Vulture. They are one of the best of the newer bands doing this style of music, and but if you like me did not kind of care much for the previous album, go and check out the new one, because this is Vulture back in form, and yeah, killer album. And also killer artwork, very nice colors on the artwork. So yeah, that was all for this video. And Darklin Reach has been playing in the background. Yeah, hope this was okay. Links below as always. Thanks for subscribing and commenting and all that good shit. And I will appear when I appear next time. Have a fantastic week. Vi kjøst.